Imagine walking into a grocery store and completely ignoring 99% of the aisles. You walk past the colorful displays of fresh fruit, the tempting smell of the bakery, the rows of artisanal cheeses, and the towering walls of snacks and sodas. Instead, you walk straight to a small, often overlooked shelf in the canned goods section. You reach for a stack of small, rectangular tins, each containing a handful of silver, oily fish packed in water or olive oil. You fill your basket with 30 of these tins, and that is it. No bread, no vegetables, no coffee, no cream. For the next 5 days, these tiny fish will be your only source of fuel, your only source of comfort, and your only window into a radical physiological experiment. It sounds like a scenario born out of a survival movie or perhaps a lost bet. But what if this extreme dietary restriction held the key to a biological breakthrough? The Sardine Challenge is not just another internet fad. It is an aggressive nutritional reset designed to crush inflammation, reset your metabolic hormones, and force your body to rediscover its ability to burn fat for fuel. We often live in a state of nutritional overabundance where our bodies are constantly bombarded by processed sugars and seed oils, leading to a state of chronic low-grade inflammation that we have come to accept as normal. But what happens when you strip all of that away and replace it with one of the most nutrient-dense superfoods on the planet? This is the story of 5 days of sardine-only eating. A journey into the microscopic world of your cells, the shifting chemistry of your brain, and the surprising resilience of the human spirit. Before we dive into the day-by-day breakdown, we have to look at why the sardine is the undisputed king of the canned food aisle. Many people view these little fish with a sense of trepidation or even disgust, but from a scientific perspective, they are a nutritional powerhouse that rivals almost any other food on Earth. A study published in the journal Frontiers in Nutrition highlighted that sardines are not just a source of protein. They are a complex delivery system for essential bioactive compounds. In a single 3.75-ounce can, you are getting roughly 23 grams of complete protein, containing all the essential amino acids your body needs for muscle repair and enzyme production. But the real magic lies in the fats. Sardines are exceptionally high in eicosapentaenoic acid and docosahexaenoic acid, more commonly known as EPA and DHA. These are long-chain omega-3 fatty acids that serve as the literal building blocks of your brain and the protective lining of your cells. The average American diet has an omega-6 to omega-3 ratio of about 15:1, which is a recipe for systemic inflammation. By eating only sardines, you are flipping that ratio on its head, providing your body with an unprecedented influx of anti-inflammatory fats. Furthermore, sardines are one of the few natural food sources of vitamin D and are incredibly high in vitamin B12, selenium, and calcium, especially if you eat the softened bones. Because they are at the bottom of the food chain and have short lifespans, they also lack the heavy metal accumulation, like mercury, that plagues larger fish like tuna or swordfish. This makes them the perfect candidate for a mono-diet experiment. As you begin day 1, the experience starts with a mixture of curiosity and a strange sense of freedom. There is no meal prep, no calorie counting, and no complex recipes to follow. You simply peel back the metal lid, and your journey begins. During the first 12 hours, your body is still running on the glucose and glycogen stored from your previous meals. However, as you move into the afternoon of day 1, the first major shift occurs, the drop in insulin. Insulin is the body's primary storage hormone. When we eat carbohydrates, insulin levels rise to usher sugar into our cells. When you consume only sardines, which contain 0 carbohydrates and 0 sugar, your insulin levels begin to plummet to a baseline level. This is the biological green light your body has been waiting for to start accessing stored body fat. You might notice a frequent need to visit the bathroom. This isn't just the water you're drinking. It is your body releasing stored glycogen from your liver and muscles. Each gram of glycogen is bound to about 3 to 4 grams of water. As your body burns through its sugar stores on day 1, that water is released, leading to a rapid reduction in bloating and puffiness. By the evening of the first day, you might feel a slight headache or a dip in energy. This is often referred to as the transition phase, where your brain is wondering where its easy-access glucose has gone. But beneath the surface, your liver is already starting to ramp up the production of ketone bodies, the high-efficiency fuel source that will soon take over. The second day is often described as the hump. This is where the psychological reality of the challenge sets in. The smell of sardines, which was perhaps tolerable or even pleasant on day 1, starts to become much more prominent. You realize that your palate is used to a constant rotation of sweet, salty, and spicy flavors, and the singular savory taste of the fish begins to challenge your sensory boundaries. Biologically, day 2 is when the keto flu symptoms might peak. As your body continues to flush out water and electrolytes like sodium, potassium, and magnesium, you might feel a bit sluggish. This is why it is crucial to stay hydrated and perhaps add a pinch of high-quality sea salt to your fish. However, this is also when your inflammation markers begin to drop. The massive dose of omega-3 fatty acids is starting to integrate into your cell membranes. This process, known as phospholipid exchange, helps make your cells more fluid and responsive to signals. You might notice that chronic aches in your joints, perhaps a nagging knee pain or a stiff lower back, start to feel slightly less intense. This is because EPA competes with arachidonic acid to produce pro-inflammatory signaling molecules. By flooding the system with EPA from the sardines, you are essentially turning down the volume on the body's internal fire. By day 3, the struggle of the previous 48 hours begins to give way to a profound sense of calm. This is the stage where your body enters a state of deep ketosis, but more importantly, it marks the beginning of significant autophagy. Autophagy is a Greek term that literally means self-eating, and it is one of the most incredible survival mechanisms of the human body. When you are in a fasted or nutrient-restricted state where insulin is low and protein intake is controlled, your cells begin an internal cleanup process. They identify old, damaged, or misfolded proteins and dysfunctional mitochondria, the energy factories of your cells, and break them down to be recycled. Think of it as a cellular renovation project. Because sardines provide high protein but zero sugar, you are providing the building blocks for repair while still keeping the metabolic signaling pathways like mTOR low enough to allow autophagy to occur in various tissues. On day 3, many people report a lifting of the veil. The brain fog that often accompanies a high-carbohydrate diet vanishes, replaced by a sharp, crystalline focus. This is due to the brain's preference for ketones as a fuel source. Ketones are a clean-burning fuel, producing fewer reactive oxygen species or cellular exhaust than glucose. Your neurons are now firing with greater efficiency, and the DHA from the sardines is working to support the myelin sheaths that insulate your nerves, speeding up signal transmission. Day 4 is often when the miracle of the sardine diet becomes apparent in your physical appearance and your energy levels. People often talk about the omega glow. Your skin, which is the body's largest organ, is a direct reflection of your internal health. The high concentration of healthy fats and selenium in sardines helps to fortify the skin's lipid barrier, locking in moisture and protecting against oxidative stress. You might look in the mirror and notice that your complexion is clearer and your skin feels more supple. This is also the day when your relationship with hunger undergoes a radical transformation. In our modern world, we are used to hedonic hunger, the urge to eat because something tastes good or because we are bored. By day 4 of eating only sardines, your ghrelin and leptin levels, your hunger and fullness hormones equilibrate. You realize that you are no longer a slave to your cravings. You eat when you are physiologically hungry, and you stop when you are full. The satiety provided by the dense protein and fats in the sardines is so powerful that you might find yourself forgetting to eat. This level of appetite control is a superpower in a world designed to make us overeat. You feel light, nimble, and surprisingly energetic, as your body has become fully adapted to tapping into its own fat stores for a steady, unwavering stream of power. As you reach day 5, the final stretch of this nutritional odyssey, you are no longer just a person eating fish. You are a person who has undergone a metabolic overhaul. The 5th day is about consolidation and reflection. Your digestive system, which is often overworked by complex meals and various irritants like lectins or artificial additives, has been given a 5-day vacation. For many, this results in a total resolution of digestive discomfort, bloating, and gas. The gut microbiome also shifts. While the long-term effects of a mono diet on gut diversity are a subject of debate, a short-term reset like this can starve out certain overactive, sugar-loving bacteria and allow for a more balanced environment. Your insulin sensitivity is likely at an all-time high. This means that when you eventually reintroduce other healthy foods, your body will be much more efficient at processing them, directing nutrients into your muscles rather than into fat storage. On this final day, you might experience a surge of discipline and mental fortitude. You have proven to yourself that you can override your base impulses for a greater goal. This psychological victory is often more impactful than the physical weight loss, which, for most people, ranges from 3 to 7 pounds over the 5-day period, mostly consisting of water weight but with a significant portion of visceral fat. Throughout this experience, there are constant rewards that keep you going. It isn't just about the numbers on the scale. It is the discovery of how little we actually need to feel optimal. We are conditioned to believe that we need a vast variety of foods at every meal to be healthy. But the sardine experiment proves that nutrient density is far more important than dietary diversity in the short term. You discover the subtle nuances of the fish, how the skin provides a certain texture, how the oil carries the flavor, and how the saltiness satisfies a deep-seated cellular need. You also find that your sense of taste has been recalibrated. After 5 days of nothing but sardines, a simple piece of steamed broccoli or a single blueberry will taste like an explosion of flavor. You have essentially performed a factory reset on your dopamine receptors, which are often numbed by the hyper-palatable, ultra-processed foods that dominate the standard American diet. This newfound appreciation for simple, whole foods is a gift that can last long after the 5 days are over, helping you make better choices and break the cycle of food addiction. It is also important to talk about the psychological effects of such a challenge. In our modern lives, we have very few opportunities to practice true self-denial. We live in a world of instant gratification. If we want something, we buy it. If we are hungry, we eat. By voluntarily choosing to eat only sardines for 5 days, you are engaging in a form of voluntary hardship that strengthens the prefrontal cortex, the part of the brain responsible for executive function and willpower. You learn to observe your cravings without acting on them. You realize that a craving is just a sensation, not a command. This mental clarity and sense of control often spill over into other areas of life, such as work productivity, emotional regulation, and exercise consistency. You find that you have more time in your day because you aren't constantly thinking about, preparing, or cleaning up after complex meals. This simplicity is incredibly liberating. It reduces the decision fatigue that plagues so many of us, allowing your mental energy to be redirected toward more meaningful pursuits. As we discuss these incredible benefits, it is vital to remember that this is an extreme dietary intervention. While it may help many people jumpstart their health journey or break through a weight loss plateau, it is always wise to consult with a healthcare professional or a registered dietitian before starting any mono diet or significant nutritional change, especially if you have underlying health conditions like kidney issues or are pregnant. This challenge is meant to be a short-term reset, not a long-term lifestyle. The human body does eventually require a wider variety of phytonutrients and fibers for long-term optimal health. However, as a 5-day metabolic spring cleaning, the sardine challenge is remarkably effective for most healthy individuals. It is a tool in your toolkit, a way to remind your body of its evolutionary roots as a resilient, fat-burning machine. If you are looking to try this yourself, there are a few practical tips to ensure success. First, choose high-quality sardines. Look for wild-caught options, preferably packed in water or extra virgin olive oil rather than inflammatory seed oils like soybean or sunflower oil. Brands that practice sustainable fishing methods are not only better for the planet, but often provide a cleaner product. You might also want to keep a food and mood journal during these 5 days. Tracking how you feel, your energy levels, and your sleep quality can provide valuable insights into how your body responds to different nutrient profiles. Some people find that supplementing with a little extra magnesium or potassium during the first 2 days helps mitigate any transition symptoms. And remember, the goal is not just to survive the 5 days, but to use them as a springboard into a more conscious and healthful way of living. The transformation that occurs after 5 days of eating only sardines is nothing short of a testament to the body's adaptability. You emerge from the challenge not just lighter in weight, but lighter in spirit. You have cleared out the metabolic junk that was slowing you down, you have quenched the fires of inflammation with a flood of omega-3s, and you have sharpened your mind into a focused tool. The sardine challenge is a powerful reminder that sometimes, the most complex problems in our health can be addressed with the simplest solutions. We don't always need expensive supplements, complicated workout programs, or the latest biohacking gadgets. Sometimes, all we need is to get out of our body's way, simplify our input, and trust in the profound wisdom of our biological systems. You have the power to take control of your health, one choice at a time, and sometimes that choice is as simple as a small, silver fish in a tin. If this deep dive into the science and experience of the Sardine Challenge has inspired you or changed the way you think about food and nutrition, then you are exactly where you need to be. Our mission is to explore the boundaries of health and human performance, bringing you the most detailed, evidence-based insights to help you live your most vibrant life. There is so much more to discover on this journey, from the secrets of cellular longevity to the latest breakthroughs in metabolic health. To make sure you never miss an episode of this exploration into the human body and mind, take a second right now to hit that subscribe button. By subscribing, you are joining a community of like-minded individuals dedicated to self-improvement and radical health. Together, we can navigate the complexities of modern wellness and find the strategies that truly work. Don't forget to click the notification bell so you are the first to know when we release our next deep dive video. Your health is your greatest asset, and we are here to help you protect and optimize it every step of the way. Thank you for watching, and we will see you in the next video as we continue to unlock the secrets of the human machine.